most business people get disappointed and frustrated that, you know what, oh, this is not working, that's not working. Understand that 80% of the time, especially in the beginning, you are going to fail. And if you are able to scale that budget, all of a sudden you have more leads coming in. All right, day number 3, nothing is for sure in marketing. Everything is a test, everything. So this might be like exactly opposite of what I told last week. It might feel like it, but actually it's complementary. I'll tell you that in a second. So here's the thing. I said, if you really know how to effectively fine-tune the message with your market, with your customers, then you can have only upside leverage in marketing. I did say that. But to get to that journey, there is a journey. When you try 10 things, 8 things are going to fail, most likely. Okay, 2 of them, definitely it's going to work if you know what you're doing. And then you refine those 2 things and you spend most of your money on those 2 things until you see an opening for you to scale that marketing strategy. And until you find out that strategy, you might have to go through that journey for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months or maybe even 6 months or maybe 1 year. But once you nail that, once you find the 2 strategies that is going to work for you, then you're going to test another 10. So you have 2 strategies that are working for you, and then you try another 10 strategies that you're going to experiment. And then you will find another 2 strategies that will work for you. So you have 2 strategies that are working from here, and then there are 2 strategies that are working from you on here. So you might try it on Facebook. You try a strategy on Facebook, 10 of them, 2 of them work. And then you will try 10 strategies on YouTube, and then from that, 2 of them will work. So you have 4 strategies working on 2 different platforms. And then you try an offline strategy, maybe a referral strategy, maybe some other system, a referral system. You create another 10 things that you will try, and from that, 2 of them are going to work. Now you have 6 things that are working with each other. Right? It's very difficult for me to show all my fingers for all of these things. Yeah. So you could see that at that point, you have 6 things that are predictably working for you in marketing. That's a point when everything is going to work for you. So now Facebook blocks your account. Nothing will happen to you because you have YouTube, and YouTube is blocking your account, and you have Facebook. And if neither of them work, then you still have a referral system. Not the ideal situation, but you are better off than where you were. So this is what I would like you to understand. What I would like to understand is everything is a test. Most business people get disappointed and frustrated that, you know what, oh, this is not working, that's not working. Understand that 80% of the time, especially in the beginning, you are going to fail. You are going to have a learning experience. From that learning experience, you learn and move forward. You learn and move forward. If you're stuck there, you're like, oh, you're stuck into a story, and you're like, oh, I cannot do this. This is not for me. I don't have the destiny. Then you will not have the destiny to do this. So don't have the expert mentality, and you're like trying something and it's going to work, and you feel that certainty, and all of a sudden it doesn't work. Don't get disappointed. It's going to fail. It's not going to work. It's designed not to work. 80% of the time in business, things are not going to work. Sometimes you might get lucky. 50% of the time, it might work for you. Sometimes 60% of the time, it's going to work for you. It is never going to work 100% of the time. But you need to have the mentality of a student, curious enough to understand what is working and focus your energy on that. So find 10 things that will work for you. And from there, pick 2 that are the best, and then repeat that until you scale your business to the next level. To be successful, it's important to approach marketing with an open mind. You need to have an open mind and expect things are not going to work. Right? This is really important mindset. Expect that things are not going to work. Test different strategies until you find your special sauce in your business. Become a marketing scientist. Stop shaming yourself. If you are, stop shaming yourself. For example, like if you're adding value to your customers, you don't need to shame yourself being an aggressive marketer. Make sure that you give value. Make sure that you give more value than you are actually getting paid for. At that point, you could shamelessly market, shamelessly test. And people are going to say stuff, but you can shamelessly market yourself, market your company, market your product, market your service until you find those 2 that is going to work for you, the other 2 that's going to work for you, and the other 2 that's going to work for you. Once you have 3 legs like this, once you have a table with 3 legs, it's going to be stable. 2-leg table cannot stay. The table is going to, stoop over to the other side where there is no leg. Right? Ideally, if you have 4 stable, it's good. If you have 4 legs, it will be good. So if you have 6 legs, imagine a world where you have a table with 6 legs. All of a sudden, then you could actually stand on it. It will still be stable. That's what we want. We want multiple legs that are generating leads for you, so that when you need to convert people, you have enough people who are interested in working with you, and that you're very interested in converting. They're really interested in using your service. At that point, business is automatic. It's very easy for you, and at that point there's no stress. It's a predictable scientific methodology, and if you are able to scale that budget, all of a sudden you have more leads coming in. If you scale down, you have less leads coming in. So you could have a predictable system for scaling your business. That's how you go to the next level. Tomorrow we're going to talk about marketing is about triggering action. So what does that mean? How do you trigger action? And we are going to talk about that tomorrow. But today what you do is understand this mindset, like embrace this mindset that marketing is a test. Marketing is a test. And this is not the college test, the school test, where you won all the time. Every test that you did, all of a sudden you got like high grades, A+. All of a sudden this test you're going to fail 80% of the time. Imagine if you're at college and all of a sudden you're failing 80% of the time. You cannot stand that. In business, you're going to fail 80% of the time. Or sometimes you might get lucky and it will be lesser. It will not be more than 80% if you're paying attention, but it's highly likely you might fail 80% of the time. Don't think about it as failure. It's a learning experience. It's learning. You're learning. Oh, those 8 things are not going to work for you. The 2 things, it's going to work for you. That's what you're going to focus on. That's where you double down. You are not going to be like, oh my gosh, life is so unfair to me. I failed 80% of the time. No, you focus. Life is so fair to me. The 2 things are working for me. That's where you focus on. That's how you're going to succeed in your marketing efforts. I'll see you tomorrow.